one of the most famous R&B songs ever recorded, one of the records that basically invented funk, the guitarist is actually playing two chord shapes. That's it. And most people never notice.
Did you see the memo about this?
This lesson is less about the chord shapes and more about learning to feel where the beat lives. Hey everyone, I'm AJ Hansen with Level Up Your Guitar. Tab sheet music is in the description, private lesson link is down there too. Let's get into it. I have a student, Matthew, who is in the process of moving, extra busy and barely picking up the guitar. When he came to me for his lesson, I wanted to give him something where the only thing he had to think about was one skill. Not a bunch of chords, not a complicated arrangement, just one thing, the backbeat. So I pulled him out of his normal 80s metal repertoire and gave him Papa's Got a Brand New Bag by James Brown. And here's what most people assume about this song. They hear that big, full James Brown sound, the horns, the rhythm section, the infectious groove, and they think the guitar must be doing something intricate underneath it all. And it's not. The guitarist is laying down two chord shapes, locking into beats 2 and 4, and getting out of the way so the horns can do their thing. The song was released in 1965 as an R&B record. Funk wasn't really a genre label yet. That came later on. But this song is widely credited as one of the recordings that invented it. The blues structure is all there underneath. It's a 12-bar blues. But the feel, the emphasis on the groove over the melody, the way the rhythm section locks in, that's the DNA of funk. And the guitar part is exactly what it should be. Invisible, locked in, completely in service of the song. When you understand that, the whole lesson changes. You're not trying to play something complicated, you're learning to play in the pocket, which is the foundation of basically every great rhythm guitar part ever recorded. And that phrase, playing in the pocket, gets thrown around a lot in the blues and jazz circles, like it's some mystical thing. It's not. It means to play in time with a feel that makes the music sound alive. And this song has a simple groove that allows you to level up your groove by playing almost only on the backbeat. And the trickiest part of this song is going to be the last two measures, getting the 16th note strumming locked in. Alright, let's hit it. Alright, let me basically just demonstrate the entire song and then we'll break it down. We've got 4 chords and only 2 shapes in this song. We've got E9, A7, B7, and then B9. That shows up at the end. So you can already see, with this being a 12-bar blues format, the first 4 measures is just the one chord. So this E9 chord, you'll have your index finger on the D string 6th fret, and then I like to use the ring finger on the G, B, and E strings all on the 7th fret. Sometimes you can play it with the middle finger, it just depends on the context. And the rhythm, you're just going to be playing on beats 2 and 4. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you strum that, you can see in the sheet music here that little dot above everything on the standard notation. That's a staccato marking, meaning to just play it short and stabby. So let me just demonstrate the first 4 measures here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then the next 4 measures, we've got A7 going back to our E9 chord. So A7, you can bar the index finger starting from the G string 2nd fret. And then, again, I still like to use my ring finger for the G note on the high E string 3rd fret. But if you want, you could use your middle finger too. And then same backbeat rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one more time, and I'll play through the E7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since we have a little bit more movement here, I'll play it one more time a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the final 4 measures here, we'll do this in 2 halves. We'll hit the easy part first and then talk about this second. So in measures 9 and 10 of the 12-bar blues, we've got our 5 chord and then back to the A7 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. So not a whole lot there. The A7 shape that you used before is the same thing for B7, just 2 frets higher. So again, index finger is barring across the G and B strings in fret 4, and then ring finger on the E string 5th fret. So you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So nothing too complex there. After beat 1 with the A7 chord, you'll have 3 beats of rest. And then here you want to start prepping for subdividing or counting 16th notes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Because you'll start with a 8th note rest, so that's 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And that's all back on our E9 chord. And to make it sound complete, we'll stop on beat 1 of the last measure. So we'll check out this whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then a little slower. 2, 3, 4, 1. And then once you finish that, then you're going to take our E9 shape and just move it all the way up to frets 13 and 14 for this B9 chord. So that's index on the D string 13th fret and ring finger barring across the G, B, and E strings, fret 14. So just practicing that jump from E9 to B9 would be. And that rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll demonstrate the last 4 measures of the form here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it would go back to the very beginning with our E9 chord. So let me demonstrate all that together again now that you have all that context. If you want me to walk you through songs like this one-on-one, I do private lessons at levelupyourguitar.com. I only take on a handful of new students at a time, so if that sounds like the right fit, apply for a free trial lesson. Links in the description. Now that we've covered the verse section, which is basically the entire song, there's a little bit more left. The full arrangement has a 1-bar intro, and then an extended verse, which is just the E9 chord for all 12 measures. So let me demonstrate those real quick. So right here is your really long intro. So you'll go to your B9 chord, and you'll strum that, and it's a whole note, or a fermated whole note. It's held a little bit longer before beat 1 of the song really starts. That's essentially how it goes. Then the extended verse, you can see, is our E9 chord for 12 repetitions, or the entire form of the 12-bar blues. So I'll demonstrate that. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. all there is to it. Now the tricky part of that is if you forget to count or you kind of space out doing that, it does morph right back into a verse and you could get caught by surprise. So count, pay attention, don't go off into La La Land, but also listen to the rest of the chords when you feel that next 4 chord coming up in measure 5 of the form. So here's the actual heart of this lesson and what the song is actually teaching you. Most rock and roll you've played so far, whether you've been following this channel for a while or learning other stuff on your own, is built around a very particular feel, the backbeat. So that's when the snare drum hits on beats 2 and 4. So that'd be like do do cha do do cha do do cha do do cha, or the classic boots and cats and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. When you say cats, that's beats 2 and 4.
Fear me if you dare. Hey, look, a little cat. Look out, Shrek! He got a piece!
But there's a difference between knowing that and feeling it, and that's where the metronome comes in. This song sits around 130 beats per minute, so if you allow me to get my phone out here and play a metronome at 130 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So start around 100 BPM and work your way up to 130 with all 4 clicks of the metronome first. And once that's comfortable, here's what I want you to try. Set your metronome to 65 beats per minute, so half the tempo. Now don't start playing yet, but just listen to the click for a few seconds. In a normal context, you'd assume those clicks are beats 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want you to flip that, and every click is beat 2 and 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the rhythm that we've been playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you orient around the metronome that way for the first time, something shifts. You're not counting a beat anymore, you're feeling where the groove lives. And I've had this lesson where you do this, but it's always with something like run your scales, arpeggios, and so on. And if you haven't done that before, it's a lot to take in. This song gives you that vital practicing technique pre-installed. So play along with the 65 beat per minute backbeat drill. The entire song is only 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Play the song every day for up to a month, and you'll find sooner than you realize that feeling of the backbeat becomes natural. And then apply it to scales, arpeggios, and everything else. The backbeat feel you're building here. This is not just for this song. It's most pop and contemporary music. When you get comfortable sitting on beats 2 and 4, a whole category of rhythm guitar opens up that used to feel just slightly out of reach. The E9 shape also gives you a toe hold into jazz voicings. Once you see how it lays on the neck, you'll start recognizing that whole family of extended chord shapes in other songs. This song is focused and deceptively simple, and that's the point. And there you have it. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag by James Brown. If this helped you level up, hit the like button and subscribe. I drop fresh lessons every week. Sheet music is in the description. Private lesson link is down there too. When you want more intermediate chord and strumming songs, check out the playlist here. Keep playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
You hear that snap? You hear that clap?